Hello and welcome to Cloud Genius. My name is Penty Joseph, and in this video, I'll be taking you through the guided live that is on Solutions Architects on the canvas. So, the module 3 of it, we are looking at the guided lab that is hosting the static websites, as you can see on the screen. So, first of all, let's open the lab, then allow it to load. Before that, if this is your first time coming here, I urge you to kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be releasing weekly video content based on the labs that we'll be practicing, and then I'll produce other quality videos as well in order for you to master your cloud computing journey. So kindly subscribe, and then turn on the notification bell so if I upload any video, you'll be able to get it and then you stay updated. Okay, so this is how you go about it. You click first to start with the lab. You need to click Start Lab and allow it to load. It's going to load and then prompt you if it's done. So allow it to load. Let's wait for some time whilst it's loading. It can take few minutes to load. Let's say 4 or 5 minutes to load. So kindly have patience. So definitely load. Let's still wait for the lab to load. Okay, so the lab is ready as we said. You can see it here. Lab status says it's ready. So we can close this and then start with the lab. So to start with the lab, you click this AWS. Okay, so we are logged into the console of AWS. Let's go and look at the task that we are being asked to perform. So um, the main lab is to create a bucket in Amazon S3, upload content to the bucket, enable access to the bucket objects, and then update the website. Okay, so let's look at how to go about this. Let's look at the first task. The first task is to create a bucket in S3. Okay, let's read more. What are we asked to do? We go to the AWS Management Console. This is what we call the AWS Management Console. Okay, so this dashboard is what we call the AWS Management Console. Or when you log in, this dashboard is what you call the AWS Management Console. Okay, so they said we should for a bucket name, either we enter websites dash with a random number. Okay, so we can copy this. I hate typing, so we can copy this, and then website dash with a random number. You can see it here. It's right here. Okay, so then let's start with the whole process. Even though you can see S3 here, I'm not going to do it for the sake of those who might be inexperienced. So if you don't have S3 recently visit on your dashboard, kindly just come to the search bar here, just input S3, then select S3 from the options. Okay, you can see there is a default bucket in the account. Okay, so there is a default bucket that AWS has already created in the account. That is not what we are looking for. We are going to create our own buckets because that is what the lab is demanding for, that we create our own bucket. So let's click on create buckets. Okay, so they said the bucket name as you can see it here, So the bucket name should be website. Let me just paste that. Website dash random number. So let's just go with um 777. I don't want to use 666. So website dash 777. It's just a random number. Okay, you can use any number here because this number is supposed to be, or this name is supposed to be a global unique name. Okay, so if another AWS account somewhere has the same name, then I'll not be able to use it because you can see it here. The name is supposed to be unique. Okay, the name is supposed to be unique globally. So if another account has a bucket with the same name, then I might not be able to use that. Okay, so let's go on. So the bucket name and then verify the region is to be US East 1. Okay, so let's go and see if the region is US East 1. Okay, you can see it from here that it's already US East 1. It's right here. You can see it here. It's right here. So US East 1. We are qualified with that. It says in object ownership, in object ownership section, we should select ACL enabled. Okay, so let's go forward. Where is the object ownership? So this is the object ownership, and it's saying we should select ACL enabled. So let's enable that. We move on. Um, then we verify with buckets owner preferred is selected. Okay, we should verify if bucket owner preferred is selected. Yes, it's selected. So then we clear all block public access. Okay, so let's go down. We clear all public block access. Okay, so we will clear all this because that is what the lab is requiring us to do. So we clear all this. Are we asked to enable version? No. So we leave everything here as default since they've gone ahead to tell us to create the bucket right here. You can see the temp is right here. It's telling us to create a bucket. So we leave everything as default, versioning and everything, and then just come down here to click on create. Okay. We have a problem. Okay, I was supposed to acknowledge that I am allowing public access to the bucket. So kindly acknowledge that if you didn't. And then we have a problem with the bucket name. I told you it's supposed to be globally unique. So website 777 already exists. So let me just do it. Website 321, 329, um, 329 also exists. So let me just do it. Website 0P1. Okay. So I think it is using the old. So let's just click. Okay, that one too exists. Okay. So the name too exists. Website um A09. Let's see. Yes, I think we can go ahead and create that. So you can choose any random number there for yourself. You don't have to necessarily choose this because if you choose this and maybe when you're practicing on your own or in a real time environment, you might have issues with your creation because if another bucket has the same name, you will not be able to create a bucket. Okay, we are done with the first task, asking us to create a bucket. So now the bucket is created. Oh, we were asked to add tags. Okay, no problem. We can still add tags. So the key value is supposed to be what? The key is supposed to be department. The value is supposed to be marketing. Okay, so how do we add tags? Let's open the bucket. Okay, so if you want to open the bucket, you just click on the bucket, right? The bucket name right here. So after clicking the buckets, let's add tags. Let's go to properties. Scroll down till you find tags. So that is tags. Edit tags. Add tags. Tag key. Then you input the department. Don't forget that the value was what marketing. I'm just not ready to type now. Save. Okay. So we have also added the tags. Okay. We have also added the tags. The tag can be added during the time of creating the bucket. Okay, but we didn't do that because that is what the lab requires for. Okay, then what's next? We are asked to enable a static website hosting on the bucket. So, okay, the same portal that you open, that is the property portal. Kindly scroll down, just come down, just scroll down till you see static website hosting, and then click here, click enable, click edit, enable, and then host a static website. You can see it from here. Redirect is mostly for DNS, okay? So we are not redirecting it because we are not creating this professionally. We are just doing it for practical sake. So to do that, enter index here, index, no, it's supposed to be small, it's index dot html, and then error, that is error dot html, okay, and then click save. So we've enabled a static website hosting on the bucket now. So now the bucket can be used to host a static website. Okay. So we've been given an endpoint here because we've enabled the static website hosting on it. So the bucket has a website endpoint here. The endpoint is basically where you can see what is in the bucket. That is the website that is on the bucket. That is the endpoint of it. So that is where you can see it. So let's open for now and see if it's working. Okay, we don't have access to the bucket, so it's saying access denied. You can see it from here that the code is access denied because we don't really have access to retrieve anything in this bucket yet. So let's move on to the lab. What does the lab say? Okay, so after that bucket endpoint, we open. We've already done that. That is exactly what the instructions given here is exactly what we have done here. So we've already done this. Okay, and then what do we do? It's saying we upload content to your bucket. Okay, so uploading the content. These are the content that we are supposed to upload. So we are supposed to download this and upload it into our content. How do you do that? To make it simple, just let me delete this because I created it before. And then create a new folder on your desktop or anywhere you want to create a folder. Let me name this again ALX dash M3, meaning ALX model 3. Okay, good. It's on desktop. You can see it right here. So go to the first content that you are supposed to upload on the bucket or in the bucket. That is index HTML. That's the HTML file. So um, you can see it right here. This is what we are supposed to download. Okay, good. Let me close it. This is how you download it. Right click it and then click on save link as. So click on save link as and then navigate to the folder that you have created on the desktop. Then you select this and save it here. Okay, so the first one is saved. You see it's index.html because it's an HTML file. This is a JavaScript file. Okay, so the same process, save link as. We navigate to the folder, that's the ALX folder, and then save, save. I want to be saved. Okay, it's saved. It's a JavaScript file, .js file. This is a CSS file, okay, cascading style sheet file. So the same process, save as. You navigate. We have access to the folder now. Save. Okay, style.css. Okay, so we have all the content downloaded in our folder. We can go and look at it right now. We created a folder, an empty folder. Now we have content being saved in the folder. That is the folder that we are supposed to what? Upload into the bucket. So what do? Let's go back to the bucket. Let's go back to the bucket because that's what the task 2 is requiring us to do, that we upload the content into the bucket. So Let's go back to the bucket. We go back to our bucket to just click buckets, and then to open your bucket, just click on the bucket name. The bucket is open now. You can see upload here. That is because you are in the bucket. Okay, you are inside the bucket, so you are allowed to put things in the bucket. Okay, so let's upload something into the bucket. Click on upload. We can upload a folder, but in this case, let me upload a file. Okay, so click on upload files, then select all of this, then right click, select. Okay, so they are listed down here. They are not uploaded yet. They are just listed here to tell you that these are the selected files that you have. Okay, so you can see our HTML file, JavaScript, and then cascading style sheet files. So come down and then click upload. It's now going to upload. Okay, so now our content is now uploaded into our buckets. So let's go back to the buckets to check bucket name. Okay, it's available. The content is now available. Let's try to see if it will still be available since we have something in the bucket now. No, it's still not available. Why? Because the bucket cannot be accessed. What happens is when you create a bucket, defaultly the bucket is not publicly accessed, even though you allow the bucket or we've already allowed it during the process of creating it. But the files in the bucket is also supposed to be what? Allowed, or we are supposed to allow public access to the files because we have allowed access to the bucket, but we need to allow access to the files. So it's like giving someone a key to your house. They also need the key to your room because if you give them the key to your house and you don't give them the key to your room, they can go to your house, but they cannot enter your room. And in this case, this content we are trying to access in the S3 bucket is more or less like a content in the room. So if the person is looking for something that is in your room and not on your compound, they might not be able to have access to it. Why? Because you gave them the key to your compound and not the key to your room. So in this case, we are supposed to allow access to our room. So how do we do that? We just click here and then we come to actions, and then you go down here, click on make public using ACL. So we are making it public using ACL. Acknowledge that and then click make public ACL. Okay, good. Now let's try to refresh this to see, since we have given the access, let's see if we'll be able to have the content. Good, perfect. Now the content is visible. Okay, our website is successfully what? Hosted, because we have now given access to our room. So the feed is being pulled from the bucket to the website because we have allowed the bucket access to the bucket and also allowed access to the file. Okay, so it's exactly like the scenario I said, just like your house and your room. Good. So what's next? Let's have a look. Okay, we upload, we've done all of that. So we enable access to the object. We've already done that. That's exactly what we did. And then we were able to have access to the file, make public ACL. We've done all of this. We've done all of this. Okay, so what do? We update the website. So we change the created by to what? To our name. Okay. So say from Amazon S3, we are replacing it with created by to our name. Okay, then again, lazy man, let me just copy this and then you can see it here. So look at it. Except from this is what we have to change on the website. Okay. So how do we do that? Okay. You can, there are so many ways to do this, but I'm going to teach you only one way. So we can use text editors for this, being VS Code, any other text code that you, text editor that you know, sorry. But I'm going to use just Notepad. to make it simple. So if you don't have VS Code, you don't have to worry yourself. So to use that, just to do that, just click, right click, and then go to open with Notepad. Good. Now you can scroll down to where you want to change, make the changes, and look for it. But if you are not experienced, just click Control plus F and then type a word that you remember was on the website, just like or where we are supposed to change. So something like saved from this, copy like this. Um, I don't know what this work. So fine, okay, good. It worked. You can see it right from here. So you just Control plus F, then it open this fine, and then you input the word or the sentence, click find. It will directly what? Locate the sentence for you right here because it has already find the sentence. That's why it's giving me the error. So it has located right here. And they said we should input created by, don't forget I copied the file. So um created by, okay, I think I don't have access to it again. Let me retype everything. Created by, my name is NT Joseph. Sorry, NT Joseph. Okay, so created by Penty Joseph. Let me just quickly do that and then come to files, saved. Okay, it's saved. You can close it now. So what do we do? We need to re-upload the file back to the bucket in order for this to take effect. So you recall that when we were creating the bucket, you saw something like version, okay? But because we didn't allow version, what we can do is we can re-upload the file back to the bucket, okay? What the file is going to try to do, or what the bucket is going to try to do, is that it is going to overwrite the first one that we uploaded here, especially if it has the same name. So because the index.html file is already here, it's having a copy of it already. But the same file is also here with a different name. So let's use browser to open this. Okay. So you can see I'm using the browser to access this and not the S3. Okay, don't get confused. This is the S3 website. This is the S3 website, sent from Amazon S3. This is the browser website because we have already downloaded the file onto our system, so we have access to it. So I'm accessing it directly from my laptop and not from the S3. Okay, because you can also use your laptop because it's a storage device. You can also use it to um, do some of these petty things. Okay, so I'm accessing it from my laptop. This is the S3 bucket. Let me close that to tell you something. And then let's go back to the file because they have the same name as I said, index.html. Let's try to re-upload the file. But the bucket is going to overwrite it and then replace that with the old one. That is what is going to happen here. So upload file. Let's come back to the HTML. We are in the same folder. So if you don't get access to the same folder, just navigate to where the folder is. Don't forget the folder was named as ALX-M3. So we upload that back into our bucket, then upload. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, good. So succeeded. We are done uploading. Let's go back to the bucket. You can still see one.html file, right? Meanwhile, we've uploaded it twice. The same file has been uploaded twice. So what is happening is each and every time we upload the same file with the same name, the bucket will try to override the first one that we did. Okay, so that is what has happened here. So what is going to happen? This is the content being accessed from Amazon S3. What do we do? Let's try to refresh the website to see if we are having the same thing. No, we still don't have access to it. Why don't we have access to it? Don't forget that I told you each and every time you give someone access to your house, you must also give them access to your room. Okay. So because the file has been updated or is having a fresh like an update on it, it's being classified as a new file, even though it is the same file that has been what updated. The bucket is seeing it as a new file. So what do? We can only select that bucket and then make it public ACL like this. Make it public ACL because that is the only bucket that we didn't make public ACL. Okay, the fresh bucket. Then we come back to this and then you see it's working now. So created by Penty Joseph, which is my name. You can see that our startup website is now working perfectly fine. Okay, let's go back to this and let's see if we have something more to do. So after updating it, we don't have any other thing to do. We should just click submit. Okay, since we are done with the lab, we can just click submit and then let's see. Okay, everything is working here. So let's click submit and let's see submit. Let's see check our results. Okay, let's wait for it to submit. So it's simply as that you can just use the notepad to update your HTML file and then re-upload it back into the bucket, and then the bucket is going to display it here for you exactly like you are seeing it here. Okay, so okay, good. It has been submitted. After submission, they've scored us. And yes, of course, we've had 20 over 20. You can see it right from the side that we had 20 over 20. So if yours didn't display, you can just click the grades here. It will also show here for you. Okay, so after we are done with everything, we can decide to delete everything, or you can just leave it and then sign out. When you sign out and then you close or you stop the lab, AWS will automatically clear everything. So I'm not going to delete the bucket manually. Okay, so what will I do? I'll just sign out here. So I'm signing out and then I'm ending the lab here. Okay, let's end the lab here and let's look at something. So let's end the lab. We close this message now. The lab resources are terminating. So you can see it that they are saying the lab resources are terminating. That is the resource that you use. So your website in few minutes will not be accessible again because the bucket that is holding your website will be deleted in some few seconds. So our website might run off. I'm sure it's a bit off. Okay, they are still in the process of deleting the bucket. There our website is off. So the bucket has finally been deleted. So our website is not accessible any longer. You are still getting the issue of it not being accessible. But in some few minutes, when you come back and refresh this, they will tell you that no such buckets can be found because now they've removed the privileges that we gave to or we allowed on the buckets. So they will take those things off before finally deleting the bucket. So now it's still access denied because they are denying us access to the bucket, and it's doing that automatically. Okay, so you realize that few seconds, oh la la, exactly. That is what it's telling you. It says no such buckets. We are trying to access our website now. They are telling us that no such bucket. Why? Because the bucket has been deleted. So the specified bucket does not exist. You can see it from here. That's it. Then you said the bucket name, you said website dash oh 09. Meanwhile, we created the bucket, but AWS has intentionally deleted the bucket. Haha. Okay, good. That is it. That is all for this lab. If you have any question, kindly leave your comments below and I'll read them and answer you accordingly. If you are new to AWS, just like myself, kindly subscribe. We'll practice more and then master our cloud computing skills until we are successful. Thank you all. My name is Betty Joseph. Meet you next time. Thank you.